Well, that just happened. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and wow. So Nintendo just had their first Nintendo Direct of the year, and boy was it a doozy. They announced some really great stuff. We got No Man's Sky coming to the Nintendo Switch. We got new looks at Splatoon 3 and the new Kirby game. We got a new Mario Strikers game, which was a big surprise and really exciting to see. We got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 announced. Just so many. And Nintendo Switch Sports, an updated version of Wii Sports, which I am super excited for. That was probably the game that got the most play on our Wii, especially when my kids were younger. We loved playing that, so I'm psyched to see them finally do, with all the ports they've done from Wii and Wii U, I'm so excited to see them do an updated version of basically Wii Sports. So yeah. But that's not the kind of stuff that we're here to talk about, because this is a retro channel. If you are a retro fan, there was a lot of good news coming out of Nintendo too. They announced a ton of remakes of old retro games, some new stuff coming to Nintendo Switch Online, and even just something exciting for expansion pack owners. So let's get started and let's look at some games, huh? But before we do that, if this is your first time checking out the channel, please subscribe, give it a like, and yeah, just look for more content in the future. Now, let's get started. First one I want to touch on real quick is Advanced War 1 and 2. This is a remake of the original Advanced Wars. Now, you can debate whether or not you consider this retro, considering this came out for the Game Boy Advance in 2001. The originals did, that is. So yeah, they have remade the Advanced Wars 1 and Advanced Wars 2, put both campaigns into one game, and it's coming out for the Switch on April 8th. They've added some really cool features like local and online multiplayer, being able to create your own custom maps, and it just looks like a lot of fun. It looks like they've definitely obviously updated the graphics from the GBA original. And if you're into these kind of turn-based games, definitely check it out. I never really played Advanced Wars on the original GBA, but this looks kind of interesting, and we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to throw this one out there to everybody, and if you're interested, like I said, comes out April 8th, and check it out. Okay, so this one definitely falls into the remake category. This is Front Mission First Remake. The original Front Mission came out on the Super Famicom. Yeah, the Super Famicom. Sorry about that. But I don't think it was ever actually ported over to the SNES. Front Mission First came out on the PS1 and then was later ported over to the DS. And this is Square Enix's remake of it. Now, they've also announced that they're going to release Front Mission Second as a remake as well later on this year. But the first one is coming out in the summer. Looks like a really fun game. Again, not very strategy-based, very much like Advanced Wars, but with these giant mechas. Not one that I think I ever played on PS1, but if you're into giant mechas kicking each other's butts and roaming around the cities, looks like a fun game, and when it comes out this summer, you can check it out. All right, next one coming up is a Chrono Cross remaster. They're calling this Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition, and it's a complete HD remake of Chrono Cross, which originally came out on the PS1. Looks like they're going to add updated HD graphics to this, enhanced music, and oh my gosh, thank you so much. No more random enemy encounters. As you're running around the battlefield, you take on enemies when you see them, not because they just pop up. Oh God, I always hated that in those old RPGs. But, this looks like a lot of fun. I was super into Chrono Trigger on SNES back in the day. Never really played Chrono Cross on the PS1, but it always looked really interesting to me. So this is one that I'm excited to check out when it comes out. And they've added this Radical Dreamers, which is a text-based look at the origins of Chrono Cross. So if you want to know more about where Chrono Cross started, that's something to look for. Comes out April 7th. Another PS1 game getting a remaster here, Claudia. As a matter of fact, this Claudia Fantasy Review Series, this is going to be both Claudia 1 and Claudia 2 remastered for the Switch. This was a fun game. I remember playing the first one. I don't think I ever played the second one, but this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're into old school platforming games, this is definitely going to be one to keep an eye out for. Comes out, I believe, in July 8th. Okay, now here's a game that I didn't know anything about, but it looks amazing. This is Live Alive, and this was a game, I believe, that was only in Japan, never came over here to the US. So this is the first time that it's actually going to be available outside of Japan. Totally updated graphics, but still has that old school JRPG look and style to it. Kind of reminds me a little of what they did with Octopath Traveler, and a similar concept too, where you've got multiple characters through multiple storylines. But in this one, it takes place across different timelines, Western, prehistoric, all kinds of different things, and it looks fantastic. So if you are into old school JRPGs, this is going to be one to keep an eye out for. This comes out July 20th. Okay, so can we talk a minute about Nintendo Switch Online? I know, if you're like me, a lot of you have been really disappointed with Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, look, it's been great being able to play some of the old games. I'm so excited that they added N64 and Genesis games. But it just feels like they're just putting stuff out a little at a time, and we haven't gotten anything on the SNES or the NES lately. Well, that's about to change because they announced Earthbound. Yep, that's right. The Earthbound games are going to be coming to Nintendo Switch Online. They're supposed to be released later today. At the time that I'm recording this, I hadn't seen them on there just yet, but by the time I post it, that may be different. But we're getting both Earthbound, the SNES version, and Earthbound Beginnings, the NES game, later today for the Nintendo Switch Online. So I know a lot of people really loved this old RPG. I always thought it was a lot of fun. I played it. I don't know if I ever actually finished it though, so I'm kind of excited to check it out again and see if I can get all the way through both games. But yeah, they look like a lot of fun, and I know people have been clamoring for the Earthbound games to come to Switch for a while now, so looks like Nintendo finally listened, and we're finally getting some SNES, NES games added to the service. If you've been a little disappointed by what's been coming out in terms of the online service for Nintendo Switch, especially if you bought the expansion pack like I did, it's nice to know that they are actually doing something with it. So they announced a whole bunch of tracks that are going to be coming out for Mario Kart 8. They've remastered a bunch of a bunch of tracks from the SNES, N64, Wii, DS, all the old versions, and they're going to be releasing them for Mario Kart 8. They're going to be releasing 8 at a time over the course of, I think, about 6 different waves. Now, if you're not an online subscriber, it's $25 for the booster, and then you'll get all the carts as they release them over time, kind of like they did with Smash Brothers, where you buy the series, and as they release them, you get them. They're going to be doing the same thing with Mario Kart, unless you happen to be an expansion pack subscriber. If you are an expansion pack subscriber, just like with the Animal Crossing DLC, you get the tracks for free. Yep, all 48 that are coming out. You will get them as part of the expansion pack without having to pay an extra 25 bucks for them. So thank you. Finally, they are proving that the Animal Crossing DLC was not a fluke. It was not a one-time thing. That they did intend to release other DLC as part of the expansion pack. Now, I wish we'd gotten a little bit more information about N64. We know Majora's Mask is supposed to come out this month. I was hoping for even just a quickie date that would tell us when it would come out. Maybe even announce what's coming out for March, because it does seem like they're doing these one a month. Again, I wish they would step this up. I wish we would get more games quicker. But it is what it is, and at least we're getting something. So, you know, I can't, you know, complain, but, you know, at least it's, you know, they are doing something about it. So that was really good to see. So all in all, I really enjoyed this direct. I thought they did a great job. I think they announced some incredible titles. Definitely, like I said, a lot to look forward to if you're a retro gamer, that's for sure. So if you want to Switch, check out some of these titles that I was talking about, and most of them seem to be coming out between now and the summer. So not that much longer to look forward to them. So, you know, that's great. And, you know, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're checking me out for the first time, be sure to subscribe, be sure to give a like, and come back for more, all right? I will be seeing you again real soon. Have a good one.